What is up, everybody? There's like two playing. I don't know what's going on here, but can you hear the second one?
No.
No, I had two playing. I don't know what I got, like double. Do you hear that?
No, I don't hear anything.
Oh, I know what it is. I've got my
You got an
my
echo?
browser open. Oh, so amateur
Ah,
hour. Everybody, welcome
there we
in
go.
to the Hump Day Hotline. I'm sitting there going, what is that echo? I got a giant echo going on over here. Welcome into the Hump Day Hotline on the Buffalo Fanatics Network. I am your host, Joe Miller, and that over there is my co-host.
Jay Spence the King, host of Code of
Always,
Conduct.
always
How's
bringing
it
it.
going,
Always
man?
bringing it. I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Man, I'm good. It's a good week for me. It's
Yeah,
a fantastic time to be Jay Spence the King.
yeah, dude. Let me tell you, like your show today was good. Clayton Garrett brought it. Like that dude brought the heat. Like he was excited
Dude,
to be on your show.
you talk about energy.
Oh
He
yeah,
has it. I was like, I had to like during the show. It was a couple times where I was like, okay, you gotta. I was telling myself like, you got to pick this up, man. He's killing you on your own show.
yeah, it was great. Welcome into the show, everybody. For those of you that are watching us, especially if this is the first time you've ever watched the Hump Day Hotline, welcome. We're excited that you're here. On behalf of Jay Spence the King and myself, Joe Miller, you can find me on Twitter at Joe Miller Wired. As we said, welcome. This is a live event, so we are legit live on YouTube, live on Facebook, live on Twitter, live on Sportscaster. We've already got a super chat. Ryan Thiel in at $2. Hump Day.
Let's go.
Hump Day. What day is it? Mike. It's Hump Day. And in case you're wondering what happens, we are going to put to bed the Raiders game, and then we're going to preview, hopefully, as you saw at the top, to be or not to be. We're gonna talk about the Titans game, and we're gonna get into that a little bit, and we're gonna open it up for some questions. And I'm gonna say one more thing, and then I'm gonna let you do the read. How's that work?
Let's go.
If you want to know how to get our attention, the best thing to do is what you just saw Ryan Thiel do. Jump into YouTube, super chat us. It's going to get hot and heavy. So at some point in time in this room, we're going to have 200 to 300 people, and the comments are going to be flying. And the community itself, just in the chats, is awesome. Like I log on to the Rico Report and the Bills guys and everybody else's shows just to be part of the comment section. But if you super chat us, you will get our attention, and we will obviously give you a lot of attention if you do that. So, Jay Spence, what's good in Manscaped land?
Well, so as usual, if you've been here before, if you joined us on Hump Day Hotline, you know that I am a big fan of Manscaped products. So listen, if you don't know what Manscaped is, or if you've never heard of them, do us a favor, do yourself a favor. Go to manscaped.com. Just browse through some things, but I'm gonna just tell you now, you want to get the whole package. You want to get the whole deal. You get 20% off if you use the promo code Fanatics. And when you do that, you also get free shipping. Now, you're probably saying, Jay Spence, why are you talking about Manscaped? Because I'm trying to help you help yourself.
That's right.
Listen, the ladies will love you for it. If you have a significant other, they will love you for it.
Wait. I gotta find it.
It can't be when you trim the bush, the tree stands tall.
That's worth the $80 right there.
You know what got me the other day when Rico did it and his wife, and they were talking, like they had like the promo on it, and Rico was like, yeah, go ahead and trim it down and get an extra 2 inches if you got it.
I was just gonna say, how much would you pay for an extra inch? Would you pay $80?
Oh my God. Yo, Rico killed me with that. Rico killed me. But guys, go to manscaped.com. If there's any ladies in here, go to manscaped.com for your guy and get him a gift that he might not expect, but you will benefit from. So like I said, go to manscaped.com, use the promo code Fanatics, you get 20% off and free shipping.
Go to Manscaped. Women, go to manscaped.com and get yourself a gift. Right?
Yeah, get yourself a gift.
So welcome everybody. So many regulars of the show. Zach Allen, Elliott's obviously in here. Daniel's in here. Bobby Ray, what's up, Bobby Ray? The band is in here. Like everybody's here. Like I don't know how Tilt does it. Like Tilt is really good. Just about Davion Price is in the room. Like he's real good about seeing the names and remembering the names.
Wait, hold on real quick, because I want to make sure it might just be me. Your audio seems to be going in and out. So if you people in the chat, if you can tell me if he's, because it might just be me. It might be my headphones or something. I'll just switch them out. So
yeah, what do you is my audio going in? If it is, I can just back out real quick. So, but yeah, I'm gonna keep talking. So, and just check to see if my audio is going in and out. But
did you see what Elliott said about Manscaped?
No, I did not.
I'll put it back up.
Yeah, everybody says I sound fine. They actually say
Okay.
you're going in and out, so it might be your
So
connection.
it might be, yeah. So
Yeah.
I'll reset it in a second here.
But I haven't
But
lost
my
you.
man Elliot,
I haven't lost you at all. Titans need to tighten up, much like you can do with Manscaped. That's super good, dude. That's super good. We're gonna get Elliot on a show. Like, we're legit gonna have to get Elliot on a show. But welcome everybody in. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. Big things on the horizon. And I didn't. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna see if I can grab it. Do I have talk about what's gonna happen next Thursday? I guess if there's a game next Thursday, while I see if I can grab the graphic. I don't think I have the graphic in here. What's going on next Thursday, Jay Spence?
listen, we have the Hump Day Live coming to you live in person, in flesh. You can come and kick it with Joe and myself. We are going to be at Magruder's on Broadway in Depew. Well, when Joe finds the graphic here, we'll throw it up there with the address so everybody can get it. Listen, come out, hang with us. We're going to be there watching the game. We're going to be there having it. So, and what we're doing now, we're going to be there live. You can ask questions live instead of super chatting and all this stuff. We're going to be there, man. Have a good time. Let's come out and first of all, let's go 5-0 and then 6-0 that night. But come out and kick it with us.
6-0. So I think this is it. It's coming. Give it a second. So what we want to do is we're literally going to be live on YouTube. We're going to be live on Facebook. We're going to be live on Twitter. We're going to be live across all platforms. We're going to be live in the room. And we want you to be there. And then we're going to hang around long enough to watch the football game with you guys. So this is your opportunity, Bills Mafia, to join us, to be a part of the conversation, not only on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, but also to be in the room with us. Hump Day Live, KC versus Buffalo at Magruder's Thursday, October 15th, 6:30 to 8. And then we're going to stick around, watch the football game, 4995 Broadway in Depew. You know what? If you're within an hour or two, you need to be there. You need to be there, right?
I think you should be there. You don't want to miss this because I'm telling you, it's going to
be
be one of those things that's going, we're going to be talking about it for a long time. And you're going to regret not being in the room. I'm just saying.
That's right.
My man Sheldon wants to know if we think the Titans should take a loss. So what do you think? You think the forfeit should be the thing, or do you think they should kind of get the practice guys off the squad and put 53 on the field? What do you think?
Is the forfeit unprecedented? Have there been forfeits in the past?
That's a good question. I haven't even looked that up.
I don't even know.
That's a great question.
To be honest with you, at this point in time, if it's what they say it is, which the reason that they're continuing. See you, Ryan. Thank you for the super chat,
appreciate you, man.
Yeah,
Take care.
We'll do our best without you here. If it's literally what they've been talking about on Twitter and just in the news that the Titans violated all the COVID protocols. Yeah, I mean, isn't that? I mean, the NFL has you're talking about a league that came down on head coaches to the tune of $100,000 for not wearing their masks on game day. I don't make $100,000 a year. Do you make $100,000 a year?
No.
Could you imagine $100,000 fine for not wearing a mask for 3 hours?
Just
right?
Gone.
So
just gone.
Right. I mean, and so there's an aspect of like it. I won't be surprised. I'll be surprised, but I won't be surprised. I just want to know if it's precedented. I want to know if they've ever forced a team to forfeit before. If anybody in the comments knows, let us know. I'd love to know. I would prefer an 18th week, which I think we're going to get an 18th and a 19th week anyway. I would prefer an 18th week and the game gets pushed. Somebody in the comments section early before like an hour before the show started, I could probably back up, talked about how like the Bills are on fire right now. And like the worst thing you can do is put a fire out. So like that extra week off would be bad. The problem is like with Matt Milano and some of these other guys that are a little bit tweaked and banged up. It'd be nice to have that extra week before we go into KC. Right. And then have another 10 days, right, going into the next week. I mean, that would be legit. So is it no forfeits in the last 25 years? I think, yeah, same thing. Randy Hartman just said no forfeits in the last 25 years. I don't remember one either. What's up, Davion Price?
Davion thinks they should put 53 on the field. So, if you guys got practice squad players, if you need to pick some guys up off the waivers, whatever you got to do it. I kind of agree. There's two sides to it. One, I'm a fan. So obviously I want to see my team play on Sunday.
Right.
But the thing is, I look at it, I just think they should be punished. So whether the punishment is, no, you got to put out guys that might not normally make the cut, or if the punishment is the forfeit, or if whatever the punishment is, I just think for breaking the rules, they need to be punished.
Yeah, agreed.
And I would love to see my team though. I really would.
Obviously. And it's funny, dude, because I'm soaking it in. So I want to hump those likes, ladies and gentlemen. If you are
Let's
in,
go.
if you're in the chat, wherever you are, Facebook land, Twitter land, YouTube land, hump those likes. Jump on that like button. Getting back to this last weekend's game, the last NFL forfeit, as per the Dominator, was the Rochester Jeffersons in 1921 to the Washington Senators. Wow.
That's some history for you.
Yeah. So I would say that in the modern era, there is no precedent for a forfeit. I mean, even the snow game, right? So you're talking about the snow game against the Jets that ended up in Detroit. I went to that game. We drove up from Columbus and went to that football game. So not even that was a forfeit. So they found a way to play the game. Getting back to this past weekend's football game, and it's a cool segue because we want to talk about the Raiders first. I find myself not wanting the games to end. Is that a weird position to be in? Like, the Bills are so good right now. We've waited so long. Like, literally, it's like at halftime, halfway through the third quarter, I'm like, damn, the game's almost over, and I got to wait another week. You know what I mean? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Well, I'll be honest. I feel like that the first and second quarter and the fourth quarter, the last 4 minutes of the fourth quarter.
Right.
Because I love watching Josh. Like, when Josh in the fourth quarter, it's just it's different from the entire game. And I wish we could see that Josh all game. If I could see that Josh all game, I'd never want to turn them off.
For sure.
My man Davion said he might be selfish. Don't want to go a week without seeing the Bills play unless it's a bye week. I'll be honest with you. I don't want to go a week when it is a bye week. I'm like, I'm not, and I'm sure a lot of you are, but I'm like, man, this sucks. I don't even want to watch other games sometimes because they're not my team.
In years past, we've needed the break. In years past, it's like, just take the week off. I need a break. Like, I can't do this anymore. This year, it's like, no, man, don't. Like, luckily, it's week 11. We could end up with a bye week this week, which would suck. With a W or not. But I just, man, this game this past weekend, Josh Allen is just, you're 4 weeks in. As much as like I claim that Josh Allen had arrived after the Miami game on my show on the Overreaction Pod on Mondays, we're 4 games in. This is who this kid is. And I think what's scary, and I think Clayton hinted to it in your show, and you guys, I don't think you really pressed in on it. I don't know that we're seeing his ceiling yet. Like, I don't think we're at his ceiling. I think we're seeing Josh Allen grow. And this is in a situation of like, oh yeah, this is the best he can be. I don't think we're seeing it yet. Like,
no, I think we're seeing his first shot at understanding offense.
Right.
I think that's the best way to put it.
I mean, Bulldog from GR was right when he said that Josh Allen will never be a 60% guy because he went from 59 to 70.
Yeah. So we'll see.
59 straight. You're right. Chris, Bulldog, you were right. He's not a 60% guy. He'll never be one. He went from 59 to 70, 71 or 72. Like, I just can't believe like that play that he had. And it wasn't in the highlights because I couldn't rip it down from YouTube. The Gabriel Davis touchdown wasn't on the YouTube highlights from the game. You can always ask a question.
It popped. I was trying to get this one, but the comments just jump in here.
Yeah, let me finish just that one thought real quick. Like, it's the look off on that Gabe Davis touchdown, like, was stupid. And I retweeted a picture of the defensive backfield for the Raiders on that play. And there was like one here, one there, and then like 4 of them over here. And like all the receivers were open, and Gabe Davis was like, hello. Like, throw it to me.
Josh could have literally threw a touchdown to any one of the receivers on that play and had a touchdown.
But
it's insane. I tagged a couple of my Raiders friends, and they're just like, man, don't do that. Come on, man. Like, we already had to live through it. It's Wednesday, man. Leave me alone.
The look off was brilliant. He's just looking and comes back, and it's like, oh, there it is. And it was, I mean, I'm just, So what's Mike Trotter got to say?
Wouldn't mind taking extra time to prepare for the Chiefs, but at the same time, I also don't want to beat down the Titans, or I also want to beat down the Titans that way. Now, I agree, and I know we're going to talk about the Raiders. I saw it, and I didn't want to forget to come back to it. The only reason why, like, I get that. Do you feel like if the game is a forfeit, you feel like it's an artificial win for us? Like, do you feel like it's not?
I think if it was last year and the Bills were 10-6, and one of those 10 wins was when we had an easy schedule, the Bills were not necessarily, like, there was a lot of people questioning who they were. They lost games to the Browns. They lost games to the Eagles. Like, I think last year's a different year. I think this year, like, everybody is on the wagon. Like, at this point in time, like, everybody in the media is like, you know what? That's what's up. Like, that team is good. And I think even if it's a forfeit, you're looking at the situation where people like, they were going to beat the Titans anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's just different now. What's up, Elliot?
Elliot, he said he likes how Coach McDermott said that he saw our defense play with its personality in the fourth quarter, and he thinks that they're starting to gel. I agree. One of the takes that I've had, for the last couple weeks is that I think even like last season, the season before, the defense just kind of starts slow, and I don't get it. Like the first couple of games, we just aren't. And I get it. Every team gets better throughout the year, but the defense of the Bills, especially, it's just like they don't look anything like they're going to look come week 8, 9, 10.
Yeah,
Nothing like it.
So let's turn our eyes to the defense, and I would love to just get some comments from the fans as well, from Bills Mafia on the defense. Levi Wallace goes out early, third play of the game. I mean, it was early.
Mm-hmm.
He went out, and it was like, oh crap, like Norman's in, like we're gonna see what's up. And I got blown up. I got ratioed on Twitter, and it's funny because it didn't start that way. Norman, third quarter, and for me, there was a great deal of like, I'm frustrated. Like the defense, like I love Derek Carr, and I said it on the pregame show. I said it last Wednesday. I've said it on my podcast. Like I'm a Derek Carr fan. But he's literally just going down the field at will, and I'm frustrated. And like Norman makes a tackle. It was a decent tackle. It wasn't like outstanding. Makes a decent tackle and starts talking trash. And I just like lit him up on Twitter. I was like, oh, sure. Because it was a Nate Clements moment for me. Like literally, for those of you that are older Bills fans, Nate Clements, the Bills would be losing 36-7. Nate Clements would tackle a guy after he caught a 20-yard reception and then like dance over him. And it's like, bro, like now's not the time. Like not really. And like some people were like, because it was right after that, he made another play, like immediately made another play right after that play. And there's a couple people that were like, maybe you need to call out the whole defense on Twitter because that seemed to work. And then the dude just found his legs. Like Norman found his feet, found his legs, found his game. And like I ended up being wrong, and I ended up getting ratioed on Twitter, but I was happy. Like people are like, you need to delete this. And I'm like, no, dude, let it live. Like I'm good with it. Like the man is showing up. So yes, Norman is better than Levi. It's not even close. Levi, if you guys have not heard, is on temporary IR, so he's out for the next 3 weeks. So it is the Josh Norman show. Carmen says Josh Norman and Diggs brought swagger back to the Bills. It's true. It's legit true. I love break down some of that conversation that you and Clayton were talking about as it pertains to Norman and just who he is on the football field, because I have a feeling that you guys know, and you know a little bit more about Josh Norman as a player than we do. Does that make sense? And like what we can expect from a personality standpoint.
I know a lot of fans, especially if you don't watch, for instance, I know a lot of people wouldn't just choose to watch a Washington football game just because they wanted to. So we tend to kind of just look at stats and then kind of look at highlights. Josh Norman didn't play his best football in Washington because it was a completely different scheme. It just didn't fit to his skill set. It just didn't. And they really played like a man type defense, had him out there on like a island. Really, they kind of like they thought he was like Revis or something. But he's not. He wasn't that guy. This system that he's in back in Buffalo now was a similar system to the one that he was playing in Carolina when he was all pro cornerback Josh Norman. So the thing is, the thing that we do love that he kept in Washington is that attitude that a lot of you are talking about here in the chat. So Josh Norman, listen, somebody else said the same thing about Stephon Diggs. He's that guy that brings that dog mentality to the entire side of whatever, so Norman brings it to the defense, Diggs brings it to the offense, and he gets the rest of those guys amped up. One of the comments that Clayton made on the show today is that, remember when Gronk kind of rammed his elbow or shoulder into Trey White's head? With Josh Norman being on the team, that's not happening. Yeah. If it does happen, it's going to be a fight, and both sidelines are going to clear. Yeah. That's not happening now. So we have a mentality as a team where we're just going to come, we're going to dominate, and hopefully the defense hopefully they did turn the corner, because, man, if we could have a top, I know we're supposed to be a top 3, but if we could have a top, man, if we could just have a top 7 defense
with this offense, they're going undefeated. You get a top 2 defense with this offense scoring 31 points a game. There's nobody coming close. I don't care if it's Pat Mahomes or Russell Wilson or whoever. Like top 2 defense and a 31 and a team that's averaging 31 points a game, you're going 19-0. I know you just threw that out there. I wanted to just touch on that real quick. What your thoughts were. Sorry. Just from the real Chris Jenke. Joe, with no fans, players have to juice themselves up. It's true. And there's a lot of talk this week about the fact that like the NFL average in points right now is 23 points per game. Keep in mind, last year the Bills averaged 19, and they weren't the worst in the league. They were in the bottom half, but they weren't the worst. 23 points a game is high. The NFL is scoring more points right now than they ever have, and they're saying it's because there's no fans. Like literally, the offenses they're just taking advantage of defenses because they can make adjustments. They can hear, like they don't have to go to silent snap counts. They can talk. They can change calls. They can change cadences. I mean, it's pretty interesting. I don't know what your thoughts on that, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm not there, so like for me, it's tough to gauge that watching it.
Mhm.
I do know whoever's running the fan noises for the TV broadcast
Awful.
absolutely sucks, and they need to get fired. I know that much. But I did want to bring this comment. I want your opinion on this. So, Truth to Heart say false. Our defense had swagger last year. It was Phillips and Lawson, and Poyer talks trash too. So this narrative that Norman added swag is false. What do you think about that? Because I don't quite think that's what I was saying, but I want your thoughts.
Harrison only played at the Bengals game. He was out for the season. I think I don't think that Poyer and Hyde bring necessarily an edge to the football game. I think Jerry Hughes does, which causes him to not get holding calls ever. When was the last time Jerry Hughes got a call for somebody holding him? And if you watch, and I watch the games back, and I know you do too, I challenge all of you, record the game and watch it back and just watch Jerry Hughes on defense. He's held almost every down, never gets
every
a call.
down,
never gets a call. And it's because he's got an attitude on the field. I don't know that
it has to be like super obvious for him to get a call.
There was definitely
like
not there was definitely not a Richie Incognito, John Feliciano Mongo like attitude on that football field in the defense last year. The defense last year just was good. It was just like you know what? We're just going to beat you. Like you can't do anything against us necessarily anyway, and we're going to bend and we're not going to break. So even if like you do something, like we're not going to like really let you back in the game. So I want to see edge. I want to see people pissed off. I want to see like home team mentality. So Lone Wolf, Hyde, and Poyer bring leadership, but not a lot of swag. I think that's right. I mean, it's not a bad thing. Do you think that's a bad thing? That's not a bad thing.
No, last year we had a great defense, and the only difference that I'm saying is, so we played very well, and they did have. Don't confuse what I'm saying as if the Bills didn't have a swagger. There was definitely a swagger about the defense. You could tell that they felt like they were the best defense in the league.
Agreed.
And they felt like they deserved to have that respect. We're not saying that that's not the case. Right. What I'm saying is Josh Norman brings a grittiness and just like he just brings a completely different attitude to the defense that we don't have. So it's more than just knowing that you're good. It's knowing that you're good, and I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna stomp a mud hole in you. That's who Josh Norman is. It's different.
And it's not a Jalen Ramsey get in fist fights and like for no reason type of a. What is going on with that football team? Sorry. Anyways,
I don't know. It was crazy. Didn't he wait like at the locker? Like it was like, what are you doing, man? What are we in high school again?
Yeah, he waited afterwards after the game. He was dressed outside the door of the locker room waiting. Yeah, it's just messed up. It's like, bro, grow up. You've got $100 million in the bank. Just freaking grow up. So there are 148 people in this room. 150. This is what I want you to do. First thing I want you to do is I want you to jump on that like. We got 47 likes on YouTube. If you were watching us on YouTube right now, Jay Spence that mug, hump it, get on top of that 47. I want to see it get to 60, maybe 80 in like the next 3 seconds. If you are watching on Twitter, if you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching on Facebook, share it. Let's get some more Bills Mafia up in this thing. The Buffalo Bills are 4-0, and we're talking about the fact that your favorite football team is 4-0, and we're celebrating this mug up in here. So let's get some more folks up in this thing. Look at it, jump to 66. Y'all, I love you guys. Bills Mafia is on it. You guys get it. You guys get it. So share it. But
I want to ask you this.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to continue. I was just going to continue to do the whole. You're watching the Hump Day hotline. Super chat us to get super chatters get priority. Smash that like stuff. So go ahead.
Well, I want to ask you this because you were right about something and I was wrong, and I'll admit it like I do.
I didn't want to bring it up.
No, come on, man. This is what we do. So I still consider him a top 5 running back in the conference. I think our defensive line woke up. It was our defensive line didn't play the way that they played the previous couple of weeks. Agreed. So I was proud to see them wake up. I still hold firm that I think that Josh Jacobs is a top 5 running back in the AFC. But no, Sunday, man, the Buffalo Bills absolutely held him in check. He was visibly frustrated multiple times throughout the game. Visibly frustrated.
So I'm a closet Raiders fan. I'm a closet Raiders fan, and I'm a closet Packers fan, and I'm a closet Eagles fan. And that's probably as far as it goes. I like Josh Jacobs. The only reason I don't put him in the top 5 is because he doesn't catch passes out of the backfield. That's the only reason. There was clearly, they were trying to make sure that he did not rush for 160 yards against him, right? I mean, it was obvious that they were making sure. I don't know that you were wrong. I think it was what we talked about. The last thing we talked about in the pregame show, and you were a little bit not with us. And then the end of the
I was with you. I just wasn't my normal self. I was with you.
The last thing we talked about was I said, and you agreed, it's going to come down to those linebackers versus Josh Jacobs. Can those linebackers step up and stop Josh Jacobs? And they did. I don't think it was a knock on Jacobs at all. I think the linebackers and that defensive line, as you said, just stepped up and they took him out of the game. And they literally said, you know what? We're going to let Derek do his thing, and we're going to beat you. We're just going to outrun you. And that's
what Zach is saying here. Zach is just saying, we stopped Jacobs because we overcommitted to the run. And his white car finished. He had a great game because of that. But, still in all, my concern was because, for instance, the week before, we gave up 100+ yards to Henderson.
Yep.
And we still gave up yards in the air. So I agree with you, Zach. And, I do think that's the reason, because they wanted to make sure he didn't run all over us. But still, it's like the defense will wake up. I'm not concerned, but I just wanted your thoughts on that.
I'm not concerned about defense. And I know you, and I know you well enough. And I believe I know Bills Mafia well enough that they're all going to understand it, because we listen and we're smart. We're not Colts fans. Mm-hmm. We're not Rams fans. Like, we listen to things and we understand football. The reason that we're not overly worried about the defense as much as even on a show on Sunday when I record the football game and I'm overreacting about the third quarter and tightening up and accountability, the reality is every defense is getting. There's only 2 good defenses in the entire NFL, 2 right now. So the reality is everybody's going to snap back, and that brings up a really cool point. With the Bills going from 19 points a game to 31 points a game, and the league averaging 23. When that fallback happens and defenses catch up to the offenses, it might be with crowds, which, by the way, if you didn't see, the Dolphins are now allowed to. Florida said, you know what?
Yeah.
Max it out.
Do it.
Let's go. COVID at this point in Florida is people are getting infected. They're getting the flu. They're getting a cold. It's really bad, but nobody's dying. So go to a football game. They're maxing this. They're telling they can max it. The Dolphins have said they're still going to sit around 13 and then kind of see where it goes from there. Those defenses snap back, and those offenses kind of like feel that pressure. I don't find the Bills being in a situation where they're going to see as much of a drop off. I think the league goes from 23 to 15 on average. I think the Bills go from 31 to 26, maybe less. Like, what they're doing against football teams, they're just going out there and beating people. Like, they're 4. Yeah. They are the deep. We've talked about it on the show. They are the deepest 4 wide receiver group in the NFL. And I'll go to the mat. I'll fight with anybody about it. They're the deepest 4 wide receiver group in the NFL, hands down. And Josh,
absolutely. Let me take a quick pause for a second. Sure. You're damn right I am real Chris Janke. You're damn right I'm a Lakers fan. Let's go. Let's go. I'm sorry. I just had to take a quick moment about that. I'm sorry. It's a good week to be me. I'm just saying. We're up 3-1. The Bills are undefeated. It's a good week, man. I'm just saying.
That's too funny. That's great. So what are some last thoughts before we turn the corner on the Raiders? What stuck out? Let's see what stuck out to the fans as far as just that Raiders game. For me, that Gabe Davis touchdown was big. The Cole Beasley touchdown was big. There was just, the turnaround that the defense made halfway through the third quarter was big, and it was all sparked off of Josh Norman. What stuck out to you guys? I'd love to know just what people think stuck out to them, just as far as that football game goes. What do you got going on in the comment section?
Not a lot about what you just asked, but
there's a 20-second delay.
Yeah, so we'll see. But I think my biggest takeaway from it was that we're legit. Like, I know we said it after week 3 when we played against the Rams, but listen, Josh Allen is not like, this isn't because it's weak defenses, or it's not because, he just got lucky. He's throwing plays that he's trusting his receivers to make, and they're playing hard, and we have the talent to do it time and time again.
Yeah. Listen, Tim, I don't care how good you look in your little profile picture there with your like buff shoulders and like traps at the beach. Kay Adams is all of our girl. Like you don't
Right.
get ownership
Like
of
she's
Kay
ours.
Adams.
Yeah.
Like she belongs to all of us. But the
Yeah.
Cowboys do not have a deeper wide receiver core, in my opinion. They're not deeper than the Bills. Like our 4 is better than just about. I say it. Our 4 is better than everybody. Like, right?
This is interesting.
Mhm.
He came away from the game thinking AJ Klein should never be on the field.
Me
What
too.
do you think about
Me too. Did you listen to my show?
I did. That's what
And
I
I
said.
tweet-
What do you think?
And I tweeted it. Like, and I had other people. I had Joe Marino, who I love. Joe Marino's become a really good friend of mine. Joe Marino literally tweeted tweet DM'd me, and he's like, I forgot the AJ Klein point. So everybody knows, like, my show is an overreaction show. My show is about how I feel, and I'm trying to connect with you guys and how you feel and what we see and feel from the couch. It happens, usually I wait about 3 hours, let it simmer, and then I go down and record, and then it gets released at usually about 10 o'clock on Sunday night. And like literally my go-to. So it's like my check with me is Marino. So I listen to Joe Marino first thing Monday morning to make sure that like I'm not like way out in left field. He DMs me and he's like, I totally forgot the AJ Klein point. Dude, it's freaking 2020. How are we not living in a space where like when the Titans lined up against me as a linebacker and he freaking runs by me, that I'm not like, oh, I gotta follow him. No, like what is AJ Klein doing? It was literally George Wilson all over again. Do you remember George Wilson? That dude couldn't cover a tight end to save his life. Sure, he was good looking,
anything.
Georgie's girls and all that
Yeah,
crap.
the girls love him. Yeah,
the girls loved him, but the dude couldn't cover a tight end to save his life. AJ Klein.
Listen, I don't mind.
Should not be.
I don't mind when these guys get attention from women. So, like for instance, the Matt Milano love. I love that so many women love him because he plays well. Like I don't care how sexy they think he is. If you play well, do what you do, man. I don't care. But when you start missing tackles and you can't cover a tight end, man, forget all that fanciness about how attractive y'all think he is. I need somebody to tackle. That's what I need.
I'm a redhead who's bald and 47 years old. If I could look like Matt Milano tomorrow, I'd do it. And Kay Adams is not a dime. She's a dime times 10. Because that girl, you take that girl home to mom and she's going to talk about football with dad, right?
Kay is getting a lot of love on the show, man. I'm going to have to tag her. She's getting a lot of love on the show.
Kay is, she talk about an amazing get. Like, how do we get her on the show and talk to us on the Hump Hotline? Maybe.
Man, that would be wonderful.
So my rant about AJ Klein, and the funny part is we were all super hyped, right? We expected AJ Klein to be good. He's from the McDermott system, but it just goes back to what I've tweeted in the past, which is like we don't have to bring every Carolina Panther to Buffalo that gets cut. Like we just don't have to. Like AJ Klein was not a good signing. He's just I haven't seen anything that's impressed me, but maybe you have.
This is a point that I want to kind of bring up because I've seen a bunch of people make the comment in here.
You got to come back. Call him. He's your friend. He lives down the street. Get his ass.
He lives down the street.
Get his ass.
Here's the thing: when he said, and I know this because I asked him very directly. Like it was a very direct question. He would love to come back and play, and however. He didn't mean come back and play for the entire season. He meant like week 17, going into the playoffs. That's what he meant. He's not coming back right now.
Yeah.
And I know you wanted me to read that about Kay. We're funny.
You said it. You said you better.
Are you Manscaped, Chris? Are you Manscaped?
That you did it. You lobbed that softball, and Chris is knocking it out of the park.
I said I got to tag her. I didn't say he should definitely tag her. I said I would tag her. What are you doing?
He's getting all kinds of love up in here.
$1. This has turned into the Hump Day K show. I'm
good with it. Like I'm good with it. So,
where is that Oliver? Really?
He's a second year player. Defenses are behind. The crowd noise matters. Crowd noise matters.
I'm not upset with it.
I'm not upset with him. Yeah, I mean it's when the crowds come back and he can wreak havoc on an offensive line, he will. I'm not worried about. I'm more worried about Harrison Phillips a little bit, and it's more about the fact that we still haven't reached the 1 year mark from his surgery, and the 1 year mark is a big milestone from surgery on an ACL. He should be a different player too soon. But yeah, is my what good fine? Good fine? Do you know what that means?
I'm thinking he was saying my God fine, but. My kid, I don't know. Tell us what you think. I don't know what that means.
I don't either.
So moving forward now. So we're going forward. We're moving on from the Raiders, and we're looking forward to Tennessee.
All right, so let's start here as we do every Wednesday. Oh, you've got a. Do you want to talk about
You
that
good?
first?
No,
Oh,
go for it.
so the Bills injury report today. If you did not see it, Josh Allen with his left shoulder was a full participant. That was good. For some reason, Twitter was going nuts today about him wearing a red visor. I don't know why these guys wear visors in practice and then they don't wear them in the games. I know they have to have
You can't wear them in game,
right? A prescription or a doctor's notice to wear them in games, but why do they wear them in practice? Beasley was limited. He's got that foot thing. He said in his post-game presser that it won't be a problem. He's not worried about it. John Brown, I'm guessing, is a Veterans Day of rest. Cody Ford, I'm guessing, is a rest. He's got that groin injury. Jake Brown, we know what the deal is with Jake. Hughes, again, rest day. It even says it right there. Matt Milano has a pectoral injury. They say he's week to week. I don't know that we have really any other information outside of that. If he is gone, it's going to be a problem. Moss obviously was back. I'm guessing he's in a red non-contact jersey. I don't even know why we talk about Delshon Phillips every week. I don't know who this kid is. He was a surprise to make the squad, and all we ever talk about is like how he's on the injury report. Roberts did not participate with an ankle. Levi Wallace is out for 3 weeks at least. He's on IR. Tre'Davious White back did not participate. Brian Winters knee limited. Something you and I have not talked about, and it's been in the comment section a lot. Why in the world is Winters starting over Quentin Spain? Why?
No comment, man.
The
you know how I feel about
by AJ.
I don't. You know, but I believe in not like bashing my players. I didn't like the signing, so I don't want to. You know how I felt when we signed him.
Yeah,
I'll leave it there.
But even when you look at Darrell Williams has been a very pleasant surprise this year. Darrell Williams didn't have a problem until they put Brian Winters next to him. Like when Cody Ford was next to Cody Ford, who's not a guard. Like we've played him at tackle more than anything else. They put Cody Ford next to Darrell Williams. He plays just fine because Feliciano's out. And then all of a sudden, somehow Quentin Spain ends up in the doghouse. They move forward to left guard, which is great. I don't have a problem with that. But they freaking put Brian Winters next to Darrell Williams. And all of a sudden, Darrell Williams isn't having the success that he had been having. So I don't know if it's football politics. I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. We've been asked a lot about it in the comments. We just haven't really talked about it. I don't have an answer. Like Feliciano was back at practice today. He was on the injury report, right?
Yeah, no.
Not on the injury report. He was back at practice today.
I don't know though, man. See, like it has to just be something that we don't know about. You get what I'm saying? Because there's no reason why we would extend Spain, like give him that new contract, make him look real, and then now he's just not even seeing the field. So there has to be something internal as far as like, he's not on the injury report. So God forbid it's an injury that's not being reported. But maybe it's just something that with the coaching staff, disciplinary action or something. I don't know, but it doesn't make sense to me. Not in the least bit.
It doesn't make sense to me either. So for those of you that have asked, we have not necessarily ignored you. We literally have not known. So this is where we're at. We got 158 people up in this mug. We're at 84 likes. Hump that like, jump on that little button. If you want to get our attention, super chat us. Andre Roberts frowny face.
What's wrong with Andre Roberts? I don't know.
Are you upset because he was on the injury report? I think Andre Roberts is going to be fine. I think he's going to play. I don't think.
Oh yeah, I'm not worried about Andre.
I know we cut him. I know we cut him, but thank God Andre Roberts is on this football team right now. Yeah.
I'm still trying to figure out why a lot of fans wanted him gone. Like, I don't get it.
You know the reason. The reason is, and I've talked about it 100 times, is my biggest pet peeve with Bills Mafia. We love the guy on the bench, and we don't love the guy that is the apparent, not like star. Like if we don't,
but who would you really want?
But for Bills fan, if you call somebody a star, you damn better well believe they're playing like Josh Allen's playing right now. Don't call somebody a star and have them play like Andre Roberts. Like no, like the dude on the bench is way better than that guy. Why would I give up a roster spot? I mean, the amount of guys that I can talk about, Lionel Gates, like the players that have come through here, Christian Wade, like the guys that like Bills Mafia just falls in love with these bench dudes and like they're better than the starter that's making the Pro Bowl. Like it's just an easy target, and it's who we are. They want Duke. That's exactly right. And Duke has been playing great in practice. I don't get it
He always
either.
does.
Like Duke isn't bringing to the table what Andre Roberts is bringing. And the reality is nobody else can bring to the table what Andre Roberts is bringing, and he's bringing successful kick and punt returns, field position that can't be taken away. Like, it's a big deal. Bingo, Tim. Bingo, dude. You're all over it, bro. Like,
Well,
legit.
and then the thing is about Duke, and when I'm because I know every time I ask a question, I get beat up because everybody thinks I hate Duke. I don't hate Duke. I have receipts to show. Like last season when we signed him, I was like, "Yo, this is going to be a good thing for the Bills." But with the receivers that we have now, like, what is Duke bringing to this wide receiver room that's going to help us be better? Honestly, God, like, so from what we are now, you put Duke in that room and take one out. So take Andre out. How are we better as a football team?
So Duke was the guy that we wanted, right? That was like, okay, so we finally have a dude that can contested catches. It was on Monday. I don't remember what the tweet was off the top of my head, but somehow it came out about Diggs, and I contested the tweet, and I was like, Stephon Diggs is the best number one wide receiver we have had since Eric Moulds. Nobody has been making consistent contested catches like Diggs since Moulds. And it's true. Like, the reason that Duke is not in this conversation about contested catches is because Diggs is the guy. When the ball is near him, he catches it. Like, I don't care if the defender's draped on him. I don't care if the defender's got hands on the ball. Like, whatever's happening, Diggs is coming down with it. Like, it's literally, the scene from the Replacements. What's his name? Oh man, I'm gonna read that and I'll come back to you. Come back to me.
Well, your brother says his issue was Isaiah and Andre are the same player. Don't need two roster spots for the same person.
Yeah,
like just give Andre the end arounds.
You see, honey, the football is like a cold, and like Clifford Franklin's the only one catching it, and Clifford Franklin's the only one coming down with it. Like, that's just Stephon Diggs, right? Like, Stephon Diggs is the only one catching that football. If you're near him, he's taking it away from you. So Travis, Andre, and Isaiah are not the same guy. You're not going to get an argument from Spence and I. And maybe we're beating a dead horse at this point. Maybe we're at the point where the people that wanted Andre Roberts cut and gone for Duke are like tucked back in the woods, and they're not going to come out again until he fumbles, right? As soon as Roberts fumbles a kickoff or a punt return, like, it's going to be like, oh my God, I told you we should have cut this guy. Like,
I'm still, I guess I've been looking through the comments so really to see, because nobody's answering the actual question. Like, so if we were to so even McKenzie, let's take McKenzie off the team and put Duke in there. Literally, please tell me in what way it makes the team better than we already are. I just if you can answer that for me, then I'll stop debating the Duke stuff, because I'm not saying Duke makes us worse, but the way the roster is right now, our offense is going, our offense is clicking. Our rookies are like Gabriel Davis.
Gabriel Davis is a better wide receiver than Duke Williams at this point. I think what's funny for me about Duke Williams, and I don't know if you saw the practice stuff on Twitter today, and it's happened every single week. I'm the guy that, like, Cam Newton is dancing to a Kirk Franklin song. And let's be honest, like, I'm a church kid, so I love Kirk Franklin, but he's like dancing to a Kirk Franklin song in preseason. And I'm like, does dancing make you win? Like, can somebody help me? I'm asking for a friend. And like Duke Williams and like them boys, they be dancing like crazy. And I'm just like, oh, they're feeling it, man. They're legit feeling it.
I love the I just feel like even when, like, last season, so you could tell the team was different. They were having fun because they were winning. I still don't think that they were having this much fun.
Oh, heck no.
I think this is the most fun team we've had.
There's something going on. Like, did you see the dance video I'm talking about right now? Like, it's
nuts. Yeah.
Like,
I think they were like doing warm-ups. They were like skipping across the field at first.
Isaiah McKenzie was losing his mind. Like, it was like there's something about this team right now that it's, and they haven't faced adversity yet, really. It'll be interesting to see if they lose 2 games in a row, where they end up. But Zach Allen, Chase Spence, sorry about saying I wanted Duke over McKenzie. I was wrong.
I only posted because he posted it like 2 or 3 times, and I didn't want to ignore him. Thank you, man.
Yeah. So the easiest way to get our attention is always to super chat us. But yes, you can double, triple, quadruple post. Sometimes we'll catch it. But did you see what PFF Sam did today?
I did.
You were training guys today, so I know that you were a little unavailable.
But I saw he had like the Josh Allen apology or whatever the paper that's going around is called.
Yes, he did. So for those of you that don't know, PFF and the guy that runs PFF, Sam, so PFF _Sam, literally filled out the "I was wrong about Josh Allen" and the Josh Allen apology form today, which was pretty incredible. So
it was. And by the way, like I said, I know we always kind of have an issue sometimes with those guys because they give Josh like horrible, they bash him, but they're hardworking guys. And like I said last week, they took the time out to stop and enjoy this whole, the Buffalo versus the PFF thing, and they're making donations to Josh's charity. So like I said, I know we give those guys a tough time, but they are doing some good stuff for Josh's charity in Buffalo. So.
My beef was, and I think I speak for all of Bills Mafia. I am Bills Mafia. Like, my beef was never that they were saying stuff about Josh Allen. My beef was that they were clearly not watching Josh Allen play football. I mean, it literally is the Pat McAfee thing. He says at the top of his show, "Well, I finally watched Josh Allen play.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he was good." And it's like, well, then what the hell were you running your mouth for the last 2 years? Like, you should have been saying anything. Like, and that's what we have seen. We have seen those flashes. We have seen those glimpses. We've seen those things where it's like, whoa, this kid could be good. And like, they just read the stats. They read the stats.
And I have to look to see who it was. There's a writer from Bleacher Report who last offseason, he wrote this horrible article about how, just how Josh Allen isn't good and how the defense, he even commented how the defense is only like a certain type of good and they're not like elite and just I posted it. He didn't block me, long story short. And yesterday, I guess he apologized or he forgave me, but it's like he blocked me for a year and changed because I called him out just what you're saying. It's like, dude, how do you have a job writing about football teams that you never watch?
That's right.
Like, I just don't get, like, there's no other job. How can you, so you're a doctor and I come in there for surgery and you've never performed, you've never learned the surgery, you've never studied medicine.
So
you keep your job.
So imagine it this way. So you ask me, so we're going to play the part. You're Pat McAfee, you're Dan Orlovsky, you're these guys, right? So whatever. And you're going to ask me who's like your handler or your content writer. And you're going to say, so literally what I want you to say, Spence, I want to say, we got to talk about Josh Allen. Is he good? So say that for me. And I'm going to play the part of the guy that's telling you if he's good or not. Go ahead. So we got to talk about
Josh Allen. So is he good?
He's trash. And then
he's trash. There it is. There
literally, what happened?
We're Pat McAfee and all those guys on McAfee, not Pat McAfee.
Some guy from the background,
and all those guys from ESPN and all that. That's who we are now.
Some guy from the background, that like content writer. He's trash. Okay, he's trash. Like, I see here that he had 57% completions. He threw for 1 touchdown and rushed for 75. He's trash. Yep, he's trash. Like, literally, that's what's happened. And now they're watching. It's like, and I tweeted, I was like, where the heck was Pat McAfee on Thanksgiving Day last year when Josh Allen owned the Cowboys? Like, were you eating pumpkin pie? Like, were you not watching that football game? Because if you watch that game,
I think this was it.
What's that?
I think that they were just, and not just PFF, but just national media in general, just make negative statements about. I do though. I think I don't think it's worth it because now they look dumb when you go back and pull receipts. Like, is this you? But when you look at the reaction of Bills fans, we're a very passionate fan base. And if you come for Josh Allen, your mentions, you might as well just shut your account down for a day or two because we're coming for you. But in a way, like, it's good, but in a way, it's like we're just egging these people on. Like, just ignore them.
Who's the Baltimore dude that blocked all of us? Like, who's the radio guy?
I forget his name, but I know what you're talking about. It was like, I mean, he deserved that. He deserved that 1,000,000,000%.
Oh my gosh, dude. There was somebody today that comped Josh Allen and was like, this kid is going to be the best quarterback in the NFL. Like, this kid is going to be the guy. Like,
did you hear what Brett Favre said?
No, what'd he say? Do you remember?
He did an interview and he's like, well, you can look forward to Josh Allen being the next Tom Brady for a long time, like in that division.
Oh, I think that's what I'm
Not
talking about.
necessarily being. Oh, it might be that then. Yeah, that's insane. He's getting respect from Brett. So Brett Favre has been. So for me, he's my all-time favorite quarterback. I'm not saying he's the best quarterback, but he's the all-time. Like I love Brett Favre. Loved him. He's top 5.
The only people that don't like Brett Favre are Vikings fans, Bears fans, and Lions fans. Everybody else loves Brett Favre.
Brett Favre was awesome. Awesome.
Yeah, he was a big part of my childhood. So what's going on in the chat? Anything good? We're supposed to be talking about the Titans game, by the way.
We are. We are.
We're totally just like it's a good thing like 300 people aren't here right now. So
last comment on the Roberts and McKenzie thing. They said the only way we think we could get rid of Roberts is if we get a better return man, and McKenzie is not a better return man than Roberts. I'll tell you what, you're right first, but I'll tell you what, you're not going to find one in the NFL. Like we have the best return guy in the league. So
I was just going to say,
yeah, like we have that guy.
Somebody's gonna jump up and be like, Christian Wade could be a return guy. So, anyways,
jeez, come on, man. Stidham looked terrible, and he's gonna get a Cam contract extension, or he's gonna get Cam. Cam is gonna get it. Yeah, I'm sorry, I read it wrong. I apologize.
I posted that on Twitter like mid game. You were recording, so you were on with Clayton Garrett, and I literally tweeted probably second quarter that like Brian Hoyer is going to get Cam a like 5-year, $80 million contract before this game's over. Like Hoyer was awful. Like Stidham wasn't much better. It was bad news, dude. It was bad. So I'm looking forward to that football game big time. I cannot wait. In order to be the man, you got to beat the man. And I can't wait. The man. So do we want to talk about the Titans game? So if there's going to be a football game, and I've got the roster, the depth chart pulled up because there's a lot of dudes on this football team that are not going to be playing this weekend, including Corey Davis. Where's it at? Corey Davis
I don't think the whole roster is going to be playing, but I mean, we can go with just the injury report.
Right. Humphreys is out. Corey Davis is out. AJ Brown is questionable. And I know there wasn't a ton of guys that were necessarily on that COVID list that mattered, but when you think about that football game, what matchup? So as you watch, as you pay attention to the pregame stuff as it pertains to the Titans, they're awful against the run. They're the worst run defense in the league. So clearly, the question is going to be, what Buffalo Bills offense are we going to see? Are the Buffalo Bills going to be, who we've seen in games 1 through 4, which is we're going to come out and we're going to throw the ball all over the yard, or they're going to adjust and they're going to give the ball to Singletary, which, by the way, to your point, so you admitted that you were wrong by saying that Josh Allen did not have a day against the Bills. I'm going to admit that I was wrong in that as much as Devin Singletary makes every single first contact person miss, the dude has a serious problem with short yardage. Serious problem with short yardage. So is this going to be the Devin Singletary show this weekend, do you think? Or is this going to be more of Josh Allen just chucking the ball over the football field?
I don't think they're going to slow down with Josh Allen until he has a horrible game. I think right now he's on this hot streak that they're like, you know what? You're AFC player of the month. You're, player of the week. You're doing this stuff and I think they're going to just give him the keys. And until he crashes it, I think they're going to let him drive. And I think, Devin might have a good day because they absolutely suck against the run. But honest to God, I don't even before all of this stuff with COVID happened. You remember back in the summer when we first did our projections and all that stuff, I thought we were going to beat this team anyway. I think they were a better team. And so, I'm just not, especially now with 8-9 guys possibly being out, man, I think Josh is going to go out there and just down. We're going to next week when I'm in Buffalo with you and we're at Magruder's, I'm going to be sitting there talking about how Josh Allen is still going to have better stats than Patrick Mahomes. He's going to have more touchdowns than Patrick Mahomes, and he's going to beat Patrick Mahomes next Thursday, and we're still going to be undefeated. That's the conversation next week.
No, it's hard. We haven't seen anything to refute what you're saying. Like at this point in time, the run game, Devin Singletary is complementary to the offense. Right? He's not the offense. He's complementary to the offense. So, right. So I'm
waiting to see. And I know, so part of the thing is too, that it's kind of it's an expectation now for running backs because we see so many come in and just hit the ground running. We see that now.
Right.
Do you think that for Moss, and I know he had the toe injury, but do you think for Moss it's a little bit about the speed of the game? Like, do you think he hasn't adjusted yet to the difference? Because I'm telling you, and trust me, I know, Pierre and I over the summer, and he's a Singletary guy, and I am too. But I'm still saying that I think Moss is going to end up becoming that lead back when he finally figures it out.
Well, Moss is bigger. Somebody in the chat just said that Singletary is not big enough. We need a bigger back. Moss is a pretty big dude. And we love the stuff we've heard, and we've talked about it a lot as far as the whole, I'm going to make people make business decisions. Speed of the game is a big piece of it. So there's an acclimation period. Some guys get it right away, Marshawn Lynch. Some guys it takes a little bit longer, for sure. I don't have an answer. I don't know what the answer is. I know that Moss has not necessarily shown us. We haven't seen the Zach Moss from college yet. Would you agree with that? Like, we have not seen the college level Zach Moss yet. I'm not saying we won't, but at this point, we have not seen it. So I know they've seen a couple places and different things, including in our own chat, that Moss has some vision issues, or people are questioning his vision issues, which Devin Singletary clearly does not have vision issues. That's almost probably his best strength outside of his lateral mobility. Because he's not fast, that's for sure. It makes you wonder if we're going to draft a running back again next year.
I don't think that Moss is vision a suspect. I mean, I think people.
I don't know. I can't. I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying people have brought it up.
Yeah, I just think that's
it's either vision or the game.
I'm gonna hit my man Rico up because I'm seeing comments in here saying that he said it last night. I'm gonna hit my man Rico up. We're gonna talk because I just can't see.
What sports have you? And I'm not calling you out. What sports have you played? Have you played any high school or like college sports at all?
Basketball and football.
Basketball and football. So there's an aspect to playing sports at, I'm not going to say an elite level, but at the next level where, I always call it tunnel vision, where like you can't see anything, but literally what's like right in front of you. And that's what you're talking about, the game not slowing down. The game is clearly slowed down for Josh Allen. Josh Allen is at the point where he's feeling it. He understands it. Vision issues can very much be mistaken for the game, to your point, not slowing down for a player yet, because when the game hasn't slowed down for you, you can't see. It's literally coming at you so fast that you're like, you have tunnel vision. So that's very much possible with no preseason for Zach Moss, that he is having vision issues because the game has not slowed down for him yet. So the jury's out. He just hasn't necessarily shown.
Let me ask you this too. Last season, and I know Devin played well last season. That's why everybody was so excited about him coming into this season.
Yep.
But he performed a lot better after he came back from the injury. I'm just saying, like, let's keep it even for him. He got injured last year. Moss is injured now. He's coming back. Let's see what he does. Let's see if this thing slows down for him. I'm telling you, if you watch him in college, and I've been pounding the table about this argument for a minute. So when it happens, I'm just saying, I expect.
I disagree, Andrew. Trent Richardson had no vision. Like, that dude could not see. So he had all downhill mobility and could not see. Devin Singletary is just another level. As much as you don't want to put him in the Josh Jacobs category, the shake and bake that Devin Singletary has is different. I misspoke. That move that he put on in the Rams game was Barry Sanders-esque. When he stepped this way, well, my camera's going to be backwards, but you know what I'm saying? When he stepped, backed out, and then went the other direction, like, that was elite. That was elite elusiveness that, like, a lot of guys just don't have. Like, it was crazy when he made that. Like, even the freaking broadcaster was like, "Oh my God!" Like, it was unbelievable.
No, it was a phenomenal run. I love Devin Singletary. Like, he's awesome. Devin is awesome.
For sure.
He is. It's just, at least I guess still I haven't because matter of fact, there's a clip from the playoff game where he like literally juked the whole team. Like it was a screen pass, I believe, that he caught, and he was running left, and it wasn't a touchdown, but I think he got tackled on like the 3-yard line or something like that after he juked literally 6 guys on the defense. So I think he's awesome. Like, he's, like you said, he has elite moves. Josh Jacobs, man. If Oakland knew how to really use him as a weapon, like I think they should.
Yeah,
there's no reason why he's not in the top 3-4 running, like, it's yards every season when he plays.
Lone Wolf, appreciate the comment. McCoy's bigger and faster than Singletary. This is not a great comp. LaShawn McCoy is going to the Hall of Fame. Like LaShawn McCoy is, and he not now was an elite NFL running back. Elite.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's not a great comp. So, I'm this guy. It's interesting how the narrative on Dable has changed. He develops players. I don't know that he's developing players as much as Dean is finding him players that he needs to run the offenses that he wants to run and beating teams that he like the way that he wants to beat them. But I'm literally, as much as it was, I don't remember where I read it, that Dable is maturing as a play caller. I don't think it's that. I think he's just now got a team that goes back to what you and I talked about. Excuse me. Which is just like, we're good enough. We're just going to line up and beat you. Like, that's what it comes down. I don't need to trick you. I don't need to game plan you. I'm just going to beat you. And that's just what it comes down to. Like, my guys are better than your guys. So that's where we're at, right? I got a quarterback.
Yeah, I'm just like, I like seeing the narrative change though, because I was one of the guys who felt like everybody was being too rough on Dabo. Like I felt like it was more about execution than it actually being him making bad calls. Like I really did. I always felt like
we had some go arounds about execution.
We did. We had to go around. And so for instance, I feel like a lot of the plays that were actually, we're performing well now. I just feel like we had guys in there that couldn't perform, like Stephon Diggs, or I just feel like we didn't have that level of talent on the field for Josh Allen to really dominate. So,
sure,
that was my take. So I appreciate everybody coming. What about today too with Matt Perino's poll? He asked a question, so we'll ask it now. He asked your question.
He asked your question.
He asked the question.
Well,
he said a poll.
Lone Wolf. I started that comment. I said I don't know. I'm not sure what the comment pertains to. However, so yes, you're right. I thought it was directed at somebody else, but so I apologize. I said that I don't know who you're talking to. However, that's just never a great comp. Like McCoy is just, McCoy's going to be in the Hall of Fame. Period.
Koala Bear.
What's up, brother? What's up, brother? So talk about the poll.
So, because I kind of want to throw this in here now. So, if you had the chance to trade Josh Allen, Tremaine Edmonds, and Tre'Davious White for the Super Bowl MVP of last season in Patrick Mahomes, would you do it? Over the summer, we had this discussion, and I said absolutely not. And in the Fanatics chat, I think there were two guys, maybe Anthony, and I pretty much think that's about it, really, that said no. Everybody dogged me for it. And now the results of the poll that Matt posted today is completely different.
First of all, Matt Perino is a friend of Fanatics, and
I love Matt Perino.
So Matt Perino is our dude, and he didn't realize that you had posted a similar poll months ago, which is totally fine. I don't remember where I landed on that. So, but you said that everybody said that they would make that trade.
You said you would trade him.
Oh, man,
you said you would make the trade.
Didn't I fall someplace? I was going to say, didn't I fall someplace in the land of what do I do with Josh Allen at that point? Like, if I'm making that trade, I still have Josh Allen on my roster.
Well, that was the initial conversation, but then once we talked further into it, we're like, no, you're right. So let's say we're shipping Josh off too.
I think what I said was, I think what I said was, if I'm making that trade at this point, that means that Josh Allen has not turned into what I thought he could turn into, right? So I'm making yes, I'm making that trade, but it's because Josh Allen is at this point Geno Smith, right? Or Jamarcus Russell. That's what's happened. There's no way I'm making that trade now. There's no way.
But see, it's easy to say that now, but over the summer, everybody, and now, even looking in the comments,
about a group of guys, there was 2 days worth of text messages or 2 days worth of DMs in that thing where people and you were on a list of who you would take over Josh Allen right now, Kyler Murray.
I didn't say Kyler. I never said I would take Kyler Murray or Josh. I said Deshaun Watson.
That's right.
No,
Watson.
I never said Kyler Murray.
You said it today.
I said it today too.
I would not.
I absolutely would, and it's not, and that's fine. There's a reason why. So I'm a Clemson fan. So when we watch college football, Clemson's my school. I've been a Deshaun Watson fan. So I like Deshaun Watson. If I'm gonna take all of that out of it, no, I'm Josh. I literally said there's two quarterbacks in the league that I think are better than Josh, but I still wouldn't trade for him, and that would be Russell Wilson. And I do think that Patrick Mahomes is better, but I wouldn't trade for neither one of them.
I think the problem the issue that I have with all of this type of hypothetical conversation, and it's fun to have, right? It's fun to have it. It goes back to what we talked about in the beginning. First of all, Allen right now is better than Sean Watt. I'm not answering any questions. Like, no, I'm going back to what we talked about before. So I was trying to remember what my answer was. My answer, I'm the guy that thinks through everything. So I'm the guy that literally tries to see every side of whatever it is that we're talking about. I don't just like jump in on something. So what I said was, if I'm making this trade because Josh Allen is not in the trade, that means Josh Allen is still on my roster, which means that I'm jettisoning. Is that right? I'm letting Allen go because Mahomes is coming in, which means that Allen is not what we thought he was going to be. That's what I said. So I think that's the only reason I ended up there. Getting back to Mahomes right now versus Allen. Mahomes is a superstar. Do I think he's the next Peyton Manning or Tom Brady? I'm not sure. The issue that I have with the whole conversation is the fact that we haven't seen Allen's ceiling yet. And we agree. Like, I don't know what Josh Allen's ceiling is. Like, and that's intriguing to me and really fun to think about. So, yeah. Hey,
Elliot, we know that he said the reason why Perino asked that today is because those are the players we got by trading out of the spot. And that was the same reason that I asked it in the summer, just to kind of get people's feeling on it. And like I said, Joe will tell you, I was like, because my argument about it was I want a homegrown team. Like I want to watch Josh grow into be what Patrick Mahomes has become. I want to watch Tre'Davious White really be the shutdown corner that we have in Buffalo. I don't want to send guys away and then go trade for somebody else. No, we have the pieces. Let's trust the process.
Hey, I'm 47 and I have to piss like a racehorse, so I'm going to do
your thing. Go do your fuck this. I got you. So right now y'all stuck with me for a couple of minutes because Joe is going to do his thing. Listen, first, before we go any further, I need y'all to do that thing like Joe said last week. Go ahead, hop out real quick in the chat. Go ahead and hump those likes. We need y'all to hump those likes so we can get this thing going. I did see a comment that I wanted to bring up really quickly before Joe left, but I'll wait for him to get back to do it. But I want to thank all y'all for kicking it with us, man. This is fun. This is fun every single week, and I appreciate the engagement that you guys got. If you are able to come out next week when we are in when I'm in Buffalo and we're there for the event, please come out and kick it with us. It's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be fun. Like I said, somebody's buying me a beer. I don't know who, but somebody's buying me a beer, and we're gonna have a good time. So everybody, like I said, please plan to be there. There is a requirement or a limit on the amount of people that we can have in the place. I'm not sure if it's 75 or 50. I believe it's probably closer to that 50 number. But please, if you can do it, please, everybody, make it out. No, it's not a ticketed event. You just have to be there on time. Oh, everybody's talking about we'll wait till he gets back so we can laugh at him and talk about and talk about him. I'm looking trimmer. Thank you. I have been trying. I've been this pandemic hasn't been good to me because everybody's sitting at home and doing stuff and not really exercising because the gyms are shut down. But let me ask you guys this about Sunday, because I did see a lot of people early on talk about how they feel about whether if it's a forfeit or if we actually play. I want to take a good poll really quickly. How many of you really think that we should, play the game regardless of who they have on the field? Or do you think it should be a forfeit and the Bills just get an extra bye week to kind of get healthier and this is their fault? So whatever, they gotta deal with it. They were out there breaking rules. So what do you guys think? Because this Sunday I'm not nervous either way. My man Andrew Miller said we should play. I agree. I think we should go out there and play, man. We shouldn't. COVID risk too high. Hate the forfeit. Okay. I think we should play. Okay. I got you. It seems like for the most part, a lot of you think we should play. And I think that too. Like I said, I want to see the guys play. I think that, if you're not going to follow the rules and you're going to get out there, guess what? You're gonna have to suffer the consequences. We got my man Joe Miller back. So now that Joe is back, I wanted to ask this question while you're here, man. When do you think we are finally going to extend Brandon Bailey?
Now? Yeah, like what? This is literally the Tre'Davious White question. Like, what are they waiting for? Right?
Yeah, and because the thing is too, it's like I don't know if at the current moment, if another GM role came open, I don't know which one would be considered more attractive right now.
Mhm.
But so like I'm saying that to say I can't see him leaving. But let's not even take that chance. Like let's extend this dude and just get it over with, man.
Right. Yeah, dude. Yeah. So let's where you were asking questions about forfeit this weekend? What you're talking about?
Yeah, so I was gauging everybody in the comments here, and I'm actually we're seeing a bunch of people, more people to me say that they should play the game.
Yeah. So if they play,
And then we also had some people kind of concerned for your prostate and everything. So
this is the problem right here.
right, that's the problem. Is that Joe's fine.
And I had like I think I drank 3 cans of like seltzer water for dinner, or not seltzer water, but sparkling water for dinner. So I drink a lot of water. So, and I do have a little bit of a cocktail going usually when we're chatting. So, but yeah, worried about my prostate.
I don't think he goes to Houston. I don't think Houston is a threat for anything. Like
listen, my prostate is
said,
manscaped. So just in case anybody's wondering.
Jesus, Joe. Come on, man. Go to manscaped.com. Use the code Fanatics to get 20% off. Get 20% off and free shipping. Let's do this.
That's right. Jump in there. Get something.
But yeah, Brandon Beane and Sean McDermott is a package deal. I agree. They got to do it.
Listen, Tim Stuck, bro. Somebody told me when you're 42 and Spence, you're around the corner. Like that's when like everything changes. So like legit, like at 42 is when you wake up in the morning and like my knee hurts. Like, why does my knee hurt? Like there was nothing happened, or my back hurts. Like it, and it's true, bro. Like legit. So yeah, it's bad news. So what's up, Sturls? My
OG.
man, our main man,
season, 3 weeks. He said, no need to rush, just be as safe as possible. Yeah. I don't personally agree, but I get where you're coming from. And I'm sure there's a good number of people that feel that way. I think I'm on the team where I feel like, look, if you guys aren't following the rules and you have 8 to 12 players who can't play, well, you just got to play with guys off the street who aren't good enough.
What's funny is like none of the players, I mean, outside of one, like they're not like main. It's not like Jadeveon Clowney and Ryan Tannehill and Derrick Henry are the guys that have COVID, right? So,
yo, wait a minute.
I think it's a racist comment. Is that a racist comment? Like, it's a racist comment.
This chat, I'm telling you, every week, this chat, man, y'all really, y'all take it to a new level every week.
I'm not a fire. Well, first of all, if y'all saw my wife, like, and Spence has seen my wife, like, y'all be jelly. Like my wife is freaking flaming. Like she's hot, like crazy hot. Pumped out 2 kids and still hot. Second of all, I'm manscaped, so there's no fire crotch going on down there. Like I got fire on the face, all over the face. But yeah, it is what it is.
Oh man, you guys are amazing.
The answer is yes, Tim. Yes.
Oh my God. Okay, let's
moving on.
Chris says
the real Chris Yankee says.
He says the 2020 season will be a go ahead.
Bunch of racists up in here. Bunch of racists.
I can't, man. You guys are listen, I love you guys. I do. This is fun every single week. This is so much fun.
Right. My wife is hang on a second. Let me see if I can find a picture of her. I'm gonna throw her up in here. Throw her up in the chat.
She gonna be so she not gonna like that, man.
She won't care. Keep talking.
Joey says ginger is a race that is racist. Since when was ginger a race?
Irish. I'm Irish. So there was a time not that we want to get political into this, but there was a time when the Irish were considered like less than the Chinese and the African Americans. Like we were like, yeah, Irish did not apply. So the whole Irish bug bastard thing, like that you hear in like Back to the Future, literally comes from the fact that like white Americans thought that the Irish were an infestation. So yeah, we were not good people back then. So or like
never knew that.
Yeah, we were not wanted people, I should say. So dang it, I can't find a picture of my wife. Oh well. Next time, maybe. Next time.
I think they should move the game to early January, and we should receive the Titans' second round pick in 2021.
Yeah, about that.
Yeah.
I can say that's probably not gonna happen. So would be my guess, right?
See, and now I'm gonna just tell you real quick. So y'all completely ruined the show because now the comments are not about football. We're talking about K. We're talking about Joe's, everything. Like it's just, come on. Can we get back to football? This is uncomfortable today.
Move on. Let's just sign off and just be done with the show. So we're on to Tennessee. Yeah, I'm on to Tennessee.
We're on to Tennessee.
We're on to Tennessee.
Well, listen, just in case I don't get to, just in case we don't have a game Sunday, I'm really looking forward to seeing you next week, man. Like this is gonna be fun,
bro. It's what we haven't seen each other in what? When did you move to Arizona?
March.
Was it March?
Yeah, March 9th was when I left. So I saw you the day before because I went to church.
That's funny. No,
that was the last time I saw you.
I legit cannot wait. Like legit cannot wait. Like
it's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be a really good time. So again, I'll throw that back up when you took your break there for a minute. I threw it up just to let everybody know, like, hey, next week it's not a ticketed event. Like I said, there is a certain number that we can let in. So please get there on time. But listen, it's gonna be a fun time. If you can get in there, we're gonna rock it out. It's gonna be a fun party.
Yeah, yep. So this is what I got for you. Ready? Bang.
No. Oh, there you go.
Bang.
Ain't my sister beautiful, y'all? Look at my sister.
I would put my wife up against anybody's wife in this chat, yo. 10 years younger than me. Somebody said I outkicked my coverage. Damn.
Is she 10 years younger than you? I didn't know how old she was.
10 years younger than me. 10 years younger than me. So yeah. That's when you know you did it right. So I've got scrolling at the bottom. Let's talk Josh Allen stat line predictions for this weekend if there is a football game. Yeah. So what do we think? So, but I don't want to speak yet. So what do you think first? And let's see if we get some comments as far as just Josh Allen, like I said, stat lines. Where are you at? I want to say too much.
I give Josh, I'm going to give him 325 this week.
325. So somebody posted out there that Titans also have one of the worst pass defenses in the NFL.
Yep.
I think it's going to come down to whether or not this defense or this offense, rather, if they're going to run the ball or if they're going to throw the ball. I have a very hard time believing that they're not going to come out pass, run, pass, like which we've talked about, like legit, like. dude, I know what's going on. Anyway,
I know what's going on.
I think 325 is a good number. I think the days of Josh Allen living below that 300-yard marker are gone. Like it's a thing of the past. As much as he was at 285 this past weekend, I think Josh Allen is he's going to be that guy that's consistent. The offense that Dable wants to run with these players is he wants to chuck the ball around the yard. So, even to the point of my prediction last weekend against the Raiders was that they throw a lot of screen passes and they get a lot of like suit runs from Singletary, B screens, and they didn't do it. I think this weekend is another one of those games where they potentially could be throwing a lot of screen passes to kind of get Devin Singletary into the game, knowing that this defense can't handle running backs. So yeah.
Well, I think it also depends on just how much Moss will be able to play, because I do think Singletary had a better game because he was able to get into a rhythm. I think Singletary is one of those running backs that probably needs, those 15 to whatever touches just to kind of really get a real rhythm going. So I think he'll have another good day. But like I said earlier, I think they're just going to give him the keys and say, yo, go drive it. Just do what you do. Have fun. Why not?
Do you see why? Is there anybody out there, you or anybody in the comment section, that tell us why that's a bad idea? Why would you? Does anybody have any doubt at this point that you're not giving Josh Allen the keys and saying, you know what, here you go, dude, like just do your thing? Is there a reason that you would not want to do that?
The only reason would be if you really don't trust him. But I don't think that's happening. We trust him.
I've refuted that on the show.
I think at this point, at this point,
3rd and 1, they're throwing the bomb. 3rd and 1, they're throwing the bomb with Josh Allen.
And they gave him the keys in a few different ways too. Like he can obviously, he's making adjustments now. He's making different, but I want to get to the point where, and I know he's year 3, so I'm ahead of myself. I've been ahead of myself the whole time with Josh. I want him to get to that point now to where he's an extension of the coach on the field because he's smart. He's understanding the playbook. I need him now to get to the point where the game slows down so much. Like it slowed down a ton, but I needed to slow down to the point where he's out there and he's like really a coach on the field. I need that. I need that.
But by the way, you just need to like confirm for my wife, like because they're up here calling her Karen. Like my wife is not a Karen. So
no,
my wife had a pixie. No. My wife had a pixie haircut 10 years ago before anybody did. So yeah, my wife is not as much.
No, not even. I wouldn't even. No, she's
so
nothing like a Karen.
325 is your number. I think 325 is my number too.
Okay, 325. I'm getting 3 touchdowns.
How many? We're in fantasy land with these touchdowns. Like, there's an aspect of like he's throwing 3 touchdowns a game. Like, we really talking about a guy that's like they're not even going to try to like. What was the number? They posted the number this past weekend. Is it 42 or 48? Like inside the red zone. Like he's never thrown an
48.
Never thrown an interception, and like he's thrown he's scored 48 touchdowns inside the red. It's either 42 or 48. Like it's crazy.
It's insane.
The number is crazy. If they get to the 3, 5, 2-yard line, he's running it in, and if he's inside the 20, he's throwing the football. Like.
Dude, he's averaging 330 yards a game.
Bills Mafia, there are 177 of you. If you've not listened to my show, if you've not listened to or read my stuff on Twitter, like we are in wildest dreamlands with Josh Allen. Like literally, we talked about it last week. Like I think Josh Allen is great. Somebody would respond in your wildest dreams. I think Josh Allen's going to be awesome this year. MVP in your wildest dreams. We are living in your wildest dreams land with Josh Allen. It's nuts.
And you know what I feel great about?
What?
I got him and Lamar Jackson as my quarterbacks in our fantasy league.
Dude, that league, I didn't find out till the 5th round that it was a dual quarterback. Play your quarterback as a freaking flex. Like
I told you prior to.
I don't read
everybody we talked to. It was a super.
I don't read your emails. Who plays fantasy football and allows a quarterback as a flex? There are a
ton of fantasy leagues that play with a super flex.
A ton, 0. 1, yours. Like literally. Like,
no, I'm in 5 of them. I'm only a commissioner in our league.
If I'm gonna get on my phone right now, so this is my cell phone, right. So like I'm gonna tell everybody. My phone's falling apart. So this is my cell phone, right? So like, you ready for this, everybody? So you listen to me. So Jay Spence starts a league. I'm like, Jay Spence, I love you. You're my best friend. Like, of course I'm going to join your fantasy league. So we get into this thing, and it's like I find out in the 5th round that you can have Jay Spence's first 2 picks: Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, oh well, you can play a quarterback as a flex. I'm like, what? You can play a quarterback as a flex? So you get into this thing, and it's taking forever to load now. Wait till you hear the quarterbacks that are available in this league right now. There's none. It's a super flex, which I never played super flex. It's taking forever to load. It won't load up.
Right now, there's like nothing available.
There's nothing available. Like I'm like looking for a quarterback to throw in, and it's like I can't find one. It won't pull up.
Here I can pull it up on here. You just want to see who's available.
Okay. No, it wanted to give me the whole like. Please give us a second way of contacting you, please. And it's like, no, I don't want to give you a second way. So quarterbacks. These are the quarterbacks that are available. Apparently Sam Darnold is available. Dwayne Haskins, who just got benched. Brian Hoyer. It's insane. Rippin, Hill, Stidham. This is what you can't even see it. This is what I got to deal with. Like, how the heck am I supposed to win in this league? Like, yeah,
they're saying
you're welcome.
And I got to see how serious it is.
You're welcome for the $50 donation. We are way off. Like where it was
way off topic
talking about right now. So like,
but they said he might have a knee injury or something. So I'm have to see about Lamar.
We're in like Mike Shopeland. Like we need to start doing a fantasy draft for like brownie mixes or something at this point. So let's get back on course. Let's course correct here before we get out of here. Final score predictions for this football game, and then we'll turn it over to questions. And well, actually, we've only got 5 minutes left. Like we've evaporated this time. What's everybody got for a final score prediction?
I'm going I'm going 35-14.
Oh man, I think that's twice. I had 325 and I've got 30. I'm right there, 35. I think I got 35-17. I think
Okay.
Tannehill is, it's literally going to come down to, did the Bills have Tannehill's number, or was it just when Tannehill was a Dolphin and the Bills have the Dolphins number? But I've got 17. So I've got 35-17 for Bills. Obviously, the Bills winning this football game if there is a game. This is so weird. Is this not the weirdest thing like ever? Like,
No, it's not weird. It's what it's supposed to feel like. Listen, we're supposed to have this, Joe. You deserve this. You deserve this. It's
the
okay.
last freaking 20 years, bro. Like, it's just like, it's just weird, bro. It's just a weird place to be. This is just a weird, and everybody, like last week, bro, everybody was in the 40s. You logged off and I asked for score predictions. Everybody was in the 40s. This week, everybody's in the 30s. It's just nuts. Dude, what the hell is this? That's me. That is
You're
my
overreacting.
Facebook. That's my overreaction Facebook page, which I'm clearly not typing on.
Would actually just posted on Fanatics on the on YouTube.
JA1,
Periscope.
like all of them did it. So I don't know what's going on. What does JA1
Was
mean?
somebody trying to start? Was somebody trying to start the Josh Allen MVP chant or something?
I don't know.
Whoever's on the Buffalo Fanatics thing, let us know if that's what you were trying to do.
Dude,
Because I feel like somebody was trying to start the MVP chant.
Richard Rush is my brother from another mother. Like legit. Like I don't know what to make of this, and I'm trying to enjoy every single moment. And it's like I feel threatened by this whole COVID business. It's like, at any given moment they're gonna like cancel the season on us or like press pause. Like, dude, is anybody picking the Titans to win it all in the chat? Anybody picking the
No, I haven't seen it.
You watching?
I haven't.
MV? Where is that? P.
There it is. And then you got these. You got these.
Dude, freaking
He
Pierre.
coming.
Freaking Pierre called it 3
Pierre's
months.
been on it all. Yeah, he's been on it all summer. All summer he's been on
I
it.
tweeted it on Tuesday or Monday. Like, there's a conversation about MVP in the NFL. Josh Allen is legit in the conversation.
Right. It's not just a Buffalo thing. It's a legitimate conversation to talk about Josh Allen being considered as one of the best 3 players in the league.
Bills Mafia 3 months ago. I think Josh Allen is going to be considered the MVP of the league in your wildest dreams. We are living.
Wait, what are we knowing?
We're living in
I'm seeing a lot of no's.
What's that?
I'm seeing a lot of no's right now. What are we knowing? What happened? I see no, hell no, nope. Okay, I'm sorry. I thought something happened that we missed.
I'm just trying to let people know that we are living in wildest dreams land. We are legit in wildest dreams land. Like, it's unbelievable. Hell no. Yep, I see it too. Laugh out loud. The Tennessee Titans Daily guy picked the Titans. Yeah, I don't know, dude.
Well, I mean, you kind of expect them to roll with their guys, but
we are
to be honest,
we're almost 90 minutes. Go ahead.
Well, no, I was about to say we're almost done. So let me ask you this. So go ahead and make your point. I was just
the point. I was going to see if anybody had any questions, if there's any last super chats for us or anything like that before we jump into it. Here's a question don't forget what you're going to ask me or what you're going to say. Here's my question. It's being widely reported that Russell Wilson has never received an MVP vote, which is ridiculous. Like Russell Wilson is he is the Seattle Seahawks. Is there a sympathy vote for Russell this year happening?
Sympathy? No, I think he wins it. I don't think Josh finished the season like this. I think
so Russell or Lamar Jackson won the MVP last year, and his numbers were, I don't want to say pedestrian, but they weren't exactly. He had 3,700 yards or 3,300 yards passing. Like he had a bunch of touchdowns, but it wasn't like he threw for 6,000 yards or 5,500 yards. Like his numbers were, his numbers as a passer were pedestrian. They were very Josh Allen-esque. My question is, does Russell Wilson win this year regardless? If Allen outpasses him by 1,000 yards, does does Russell Wilson still win the MVP this year? Because he has been wronged. Legit, he's been wronged. He's never received a vote.
I mean, as much as I love Josh Allen, I don't see him winning an MVP this season over. I just don't. Russell Wilson is that guy, man. He's
Russell
that guy.
Wilson, he's literally at the point where like their defense sucks. So it's like, Russell, go win the game. And he is. Right?
So,
Russell, go win the game.
and he can do that. And he like,
does.
all right, I got you.
I got you.
So before we go, because it's time to go, and we have 12 games left, including this Sunday's game. I don't want to have a full discussion. We're gonna log off. I'm gonna read when I say the game or the team that we play against. I just want to know now. Do you think it's a win or a loss? Because now I'm having a problem seeing more than a certain number of losses on the schedule. Titans.
You're asking me if that's a loss?
Win or loss? I'm going through all of them.
Oh, Chiefs. You got Joe Miller picking the Bills.
Yep. Jets.
Win. What? Why would you ask that question? Win.
Patriots.
Win.
Seahawks.
Win.
Cardinals.
I gotta back up. The Seahawks game is in Buffalo at 1:00. Yes.
Yes.
That is it. If the Bills win that game, can I have a caveat? If the Bills win that game, it is legit a Josh Allen fourth quarter comeback. It's another one of those type of situations. Cardinals is a win. Kyler Murray.
So you think we win that game?
Kyler
No,
Murray.
I'm saying the Seahawks.
I think it's a win, and I think it's on Josh Allen heroics, right?
Okay, I'm putting an L there. So at this point, I'm saying 4-1 up to that, so more. So we're at 4 now. That's another 5 games. So we're 9-1.
Yeah,
or 8-1.
Kyler Murray has regressed. That's a win.
Okay, Chargers.
Herbert, McDermott's going to confuse the Jesus out of that kid. That's a win.
49ers.
That's a tough game. Is Garoppolo playing? I could see that going.
Garoppolo's playing, and we're in San Fran.
Give me an L.
Okay, so that's your first L of the season.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Steelers.
Well, you didn't say Chiefs.
I said Chiefs.
No, we didn't start with the Chiefs.
I'm going in orders. I said Titans, then I said Chiefs.
I think you started me with the Titans, and then you went to the Jets.
No, I said Chiefs because I'm reading the schedule straight now. I said Titans, Chiefs, Jets.
I got the Bills losing to the Chiefs. You got the Bills winning against the Chiefs. I got the Bills losing to the Chiefs. So
far you have 2 losses. You have the Chiefs and the 49ers.
Yep.
Steelers.
Win. Dude, can we stop right there? Mm-hmm. Somebody tweeted this today. Legit. On point. The Steelers have beaten nobody, and they're considered legit Super Bowl contenders. What is going on?
Because of Big Ben. It's Big Ben.
There's no, other than the fact that like his nickname is legit Rapist Burger. Like, it's hard not to like Big Ben as a quarterback in the NFL, but they are not. I don't know. That's a W for me. So go next.
And I'm seeing the comments. I know what I said because I'm reading it. I said the Chiefs. Go back and rewind it, people.
Really?
I did.
I've seen you said the Jets.
No,
you said
I have the script that I'm looking at. I know what I read. I know. I'm just saying. Go back and rewind it. I said the Jets because we play them after the Chiefs.
Jets are the last.
After the Steelers. Okay, so we got Broncos.
It's a W.
Patriots again.
I bet we go 1-1 against the Patriots. I think we play. Belichick is very good about giving up less points game 2 than game 1. Does that make sense? So like, you follow that? Like as much if we beat them game 1, he's going to have a new game plan that's going to shut down whatever we're trying to do game 2. So I think we split with the Patriots.
Okay. Dolphins. That's the last game.
Win. It can't be the last
game.
Where the Jets?
You gave us 3 losses. The Jets are right after the Chiefs.
Yeah. So if we're 13-3, is that good enough for the 1 seed?
I would hope so. But what I'm saying is, so at first I was saying 11-5, 12-4, and you were along those lines. Well, at first you said 13-3, I think, right?
I said 13-3 3 months ago is what I said.
So you're still there. I was at like 12-4, 11-5, depending on like the health and how everything played out. Because like Seattle to me is tricky. The 49ers is tricky. I'm not as low on the Cardinals as you are, but and and that's only because of Deshaun Watson. Like he
I
gave Ty.
bad.
Well, I'm just saying he gave Tremaine or Tre'Davious White fits in, but he had a better quarterback throwing it to him. So no, I'm saying it was different.
First half,
still, he gave him a fit.
First half, Trey shut him down. Second half, yes, he came.
Wait, did we shut him down, or did Trey shut him down, or was the offense just horrible for Houston? We can't say he shut him down. That whole offense was just not doing anything. Second half, he started cooking.
Fair.
Totally fair. And I love Trey. I'm just saying he cooked. So
fair.
But still, I'm with you. I don't see more than 2 losses on the schedule, and that's not me trying to be a cocky Bills fan. This is honest to God, looking at what we're putting on the field and then looking around the league and seeing who we play. I don't see more than 2 losses on the schedule.
If you listen to my podcast Monday, and there's 155 people, I don't know how many have listened at this point. It's a lot. I literally said that we are winning in a complete opposite way that we thought that we would be winning at this point in time. We thought that we would be playing solid defense, running the ball well, and Josh would be efficient. And we are literally not playing good defense, and Josh is outscoring people. Like, it changes the way you look at these football games. It legit changes the way you see when your team is averaging 31 points a game. Thanks, Robbie. When your team is averaging 31 points a game, it changes the narrative. It changes that cockiness, as you said, about the way you approach a football game and the way that you see it. So I see 3 losses this season. I mean, there's a chance we could drop a game. I mean, Josh Allen is gonna have come to earth game. It's gonna happen, right? So just a matter of when. Yes.
Yeah, and it's okay. I mean, to be honest, I'm hoping it's not, but I'm thinking it's gonna be that Seahawks game.
I'm okay with it
because I'm okay with it, but I just want him to perform so well.
If the Bills are going to drop a turd game where the wheels fall off, I'd rather it be against the NFC or NFC West or AFC West than the AFC East, for sure.
True. But I guess here's my point. So if let's just say we beat the Titans, we beat the Chiefs, we beat the Jets, we beat the Patriots.
Yep.
We go into the Seahawks undefeated. The conversation is going to be Josh Allen versus, and there's going to be that anyway, but Josh Allen versus Russell Wilson. The MVP conversation that we were just having, that's all it's going to be. If Josh Allen doesn't perform on a national stage in front of, like, I just need him to perform. I do not need him crapping in bed that game.
Has he yet in a primetime game?
No, he hasn't.
He has not.
And maybe that's me being like, now, because I keep saying to you, Joe, you don't have to be a battered fan anymore. You're not abused anymore. Maybe that's me being abused because, on those big stages, a lot of times we do get disappointed. And I talk so much about Josh, man. And I just, it would really suck in certain circles for me if Josh didn't perform well in that game. But listen, it's time to go. We actually went 8 minutes over.
There's
final thoughts.
155 people up in this mug. Don't ever mistake how much Jay Spence and I love you guys. Like, how much we appreciate all of you. So even the lurkers, as much as there's 20 guys or 20 people that are like the regulars and are always in the chat, there's a whole bunch of you that I know that we know are out there just lurking. We love you guys, and we just appreciate you guys. And the fact that we have the chemistry that we have, and you guys enjoy the chemistry, just it means a ton to us. I don't. Do you want to speak to that?
Yeah, kind of like what Joe was just saying. I have a blast every single week doing this, and I appreciate the interaction, and not just even on here, but because of this show, a lot of you have found us on Twitter, and now we interact a ton, and you guys just make every day better. And so, honest to God, I know 2020 has been a rough year with the pandemic that everybody, that we're going through in the country or around the world. But I'll tell you what, it's been a blessing to me for a few reasons. I've gotten a chance to really get a lot closer with Joe. We spent a lot of time, but Buffalo Fanatics, the podcast. Listen, I appreciate Pierre, Rico, Bob. I'm gonna miss somebody, I already know, so I'm not gonna try to go down the list. But every single one of those guys, and then like Joe was saying, with you guys in here, I'm telling you, this thing is really boosted my year for me. It made my year worth it. So I appreciate all of you, really.
And the only thing at this point in time that would make it better is if you guys found a way. There's only 50 spots available. Somebody asked a question in the chat earlier. What if more than 50 people show up? I don't have the answer to that question. We're going to do the hump. We're going to do this next week live on Thursday night at Magruder's in Depew from 6:30 to 8. We're going to actually switch spots with the Bills guys. And then we're going to stick around for the football game against the Chiefs. if you are in Buffalo, come out and see us. Right?
Yeah. For sure. It's going to be a good time. And I can't say the next time I'll be able to be in Buffalo to do this either. So I'm really looking forward to this. It's going to be a good time. And it's going to be a big game too. So even if you can't make it out, please jump back on and join us. We'll be here in the same spot next week. So even if you can't make it to the bar to kick it with us, just watch and jump in, man. We really appreciate it. And Elliot, thank you so much on my championship. I appreciate you so very much.
He's also going to win.
I will be talking about that.
He's going to win his Yahoo Fantasy Sports Fantasy Football League too, because he's got freaking Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen. So congratulations!
I got some competition. I don't
think so. So your Buffalo Bills, ladies and gentlemen, are 4-0. You have been watching and tuned into the Hump Day Hotline. I'm your host, Joe Miller. You can find me on Twitter at Joe Miller Wired, and that is my man over there,
Jay Spencer. Yeah, we switched. Jay Spencer King, host of the Code. Oh wait, it's opposite. So I gotta.
There it is.
And we going here.
LA. And
Friday.
As always, hopefully we're going to have a football game this weekend. We're going to get to see the Buffalo Bills play the Tennessee Titans. Regardless, Joe Miller signing off. The Hump Day is undefeated. It's true. We are undefeated at this point. Go Bills. Jay Spence.
Go Bills. Love you guys. Go Bills.